everybody, this is Brooke, aka Supernatural Summer 34, and today we are back at it with another speed build. I thought I was going to upload this one for my Wednesday video because I've been procrastinating it, but this speed build turned out to be very long, and I don't even know why. It's not a very large house. It's a 3-bedroom and a 2.5 bath, so logically it's a very simple house, but my butt was sitting here for 2 hours building this whole thing. Honestly, I know that may not sound like a very long time to you because I know that some people spend like 12 hours on a build, but my ADHD usually says nah after I spend an hour on something. I only finished this build because A, I wanted to make a video out of it, and B, it's for my save file, so now I have to record a 12-minute voiceover. And you may have noticed that I sped up the video a little bit more than usual, but that's because long videos scare me. It was going to be 16 minutes long, not including screenshots, and I noped out of that situation as soon as I was aware of it. But y'all, I am so excited. My birthday is in 8 days, and I'm going to be 16. Like, honestly, I never thought I would get here. I thought I was just going to be 15 forever, but nope, I am nearly 16 years old, and I am going strong. Honestly, my productivity has been off the charts lately. I've been getting a halfway decent amount of schoolwork done. I'm doing good on videos, and I am halfway through writing a book. Like, a novel kind of book. It's going to be around 300 pages, and I am 140 pages in. If I could get this book published, I would be so happy. I've wanted to be an author ever since 3rd grade, but I thought it wouldn't happen because from 7th grade to a couple months ago, I had some really extreme writer's block. I couldn't write anything. Like, literally anything. I would get 3 paragraphs in and then I would never touch it again. And now I'm sitting here halfway through the first novel in a series that I want to write. The inspiration is flowing, y'all. And sometimes I get down on myself. Like today, when 3:15 rolled around and I hadn't even started editing today's video, I was ready to murder my brain. But then I reminded myself that you guys would rather have a good video than a rushed video, so now I'm sitting down and writing the script for this 12-minute voiceover to make sure that Saturday's video is absolutely fantastic. I am feeling great today. I can't even express it. All my stress is gone and I am doing whatever makes me happy, which may come to bite me in the butt, but honestly I would rather live a happy life than a successful one. That is something I have come to realize in the past year of dealing with my mental health. I have come to realize that whatever I do at the end of the day, it's not worth it if it kills my mental health. Obviously, there are some things you need to do, like school, and you need to go to your job if you have one, but it's okay if you don't put all of your energy into it. I used to put so much energy into school, I would cry if I got anything less than an A-, and you want to know what that did for me? Nothing good, I'll tell you that. I was stressed, I was tired, and half the time I didn't get to do things that made life worth living, like making videos for you guys, or writing my book, or streaming. If I spent as much time and effort on school as I used to, I wouldn't have time for anything else. Honestly, I feel like people put a little too much emphasis on school and its significance in a person's life. Obviously, school is needed, but the amount of importance parents and teachers put on college is ridiculous. Like, I don't need to go to college for either of my top choices for careers, and it's stupid that people look at me like I've grown 2 heads when I say I don't want to go. Like, sorry if I don't want to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for a degree that I can't really even use. I think people put a little too much emphasis on book smarts in general. Like, I don't care how well you can use the Pythagorean theorem or recite the elements on the periodic table of elements. People lord their IQ over other people like a noose, and it's really annoying. Like, oh, I have an IQ of 145. I'm in the top % of human beings. No, shut up, Gerald. Your mom still cleans your room, and the only thing you can make in the kitchen is ramen noodles. You are not in the top 1% of human beings. I could name 100 people who don't have that IQ but are doing great in life. Like, I have this friend, Stripes Hater. You remember her? Well, Stripes Hater is actually a pretty good student, but she doesn't do as well at math. And there are people who would look down on her because of that. But you want to know what I think? She's one of the smartest people I know. She can talk her way out of any situation. She's 15 and she manages her household funds. She can sing and she can draw. So people who would look down on Stripes Hater can shove a pencil up their nose because she is going to do great things in life. And however bad she is at math, that isn't going to stop her. I was talking to someone the other day about my YouTube channel, and do you want to know what she said? She said I was too smart to do YouTube. She said she said I should do something worthwhile with my life. And I told her that a friend of mine could make a living off of YouTube, and she said, what has the world come to? You want to know what the world has come to? I have an endless amount of information and entertainment at my fingertips. There are millions of career choices for every single kind of person, and I think it's idiotic of you to belittle this career path just because you don't see the point in it. I enjoy this. I really enjoy making YouTube videos, so to be told that it isn't worthwhile makes me so angry. So many older people have this superiority complex that makes them think things were so much better before, but they weren't. There was a time about 70 years ago, maybe even less, that where I would have been locked up for things about me that I cannot control. I could have been locked up for my sexuality. I could have been locked up for any number of things if the right people decided they didn't like me. So the world hasn't come to anything bad simply because you think me making Sims videos and people watching said videos is a waste of time. I have seen comments on people's videos that say their life was saved by a video, so don't you dare tell me it isn't worth it. There have been times where the only good thing about my day was that a YouTuber uploaded a video. And there's no such thing as being too smart for a career choice. If I have straight A's but I want to spend my life making people food or bagging their groceries, you don't get to look down on me for that. Because that's saying you look down on those people. And you're in the service industry, for heaven's sake. You do people's hair and babysit dogs for a living, and you have the nerve to look down on people who want to do the same thing as you? Make people happy? Because that's all a haircut is. It's just making a person feel better about themselves, making them happy. So yes, I want to spend the rest of my life playing my favorite game in the world and sharing those things that I do in it with other people. But I'm sorry this video is so ranty. I just get so annoyed at the things people say, and I do not have the nerve to say it to their faces, so instead I get it out on YouTube, apparently. But it does make for good voiceover material because I could rant about things like this all day. But about the friend I mentioned earlier who could make a living off of YouTube, you should totally go watch him if you're into Minecraft. He's like stupid good at it, and him and I have been friends since 4th grade. A couple months ago, he had a video that like blew up, and now he's coming up on 100,000 subscribers. I'll link his channel in the description. His username is Cheetah with 2 H's at the end. But it's a couple days later because I ran out of things to talk about, so I didn't actually finish this voiceover in time for it to come out on Saturday, or even Sunday. So instead, it'll probably come out on Wednesday. And I'm really sorry if y'all don't get any videos this weekend either, because it's my birthday week, so I'm going to be really busy from Thursday to Sunday this week. But once winter break rolls around, y'all are probably going to get a lot of videos because I'm thinking about doing a week of Christmas too. I think Halloween and Christmas are the only holidays I would do a week for, unless I've been missing one. I might do something for my birthday too. I'm thinking I might create my sim self, even though I've already done that several times. It might be kind of fun to do it again. Anyway, how was you guys' Thanksgiving? My family didn't have anyone over because the only 2 people my mother would want over have a compromised immune system, but we had barbecue because turkey usually sucks. The only good turkey is the dark meat turkey because the light meat is like stupidly dry. You know how grilled chicken sometimes takes forever to chew and it just feels like you're eating wet powder? Well, turkey is like that too, which is why I don't like it. I remember when I was in elementary school, I got special lunches because I have like 20,000 allergies, and they would always give me grilled chicken. And sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was the only thing I ate in my lunch, but other times it just tasted like mush in my mouth. I know there was at least once where I spent a solid 5 minutes chewing a bit of grilled chicken. I think I ended up just spitting it out into a napkin. And speaking of my freaking allergies, you know the peanut-free table that every school has? Well, I have a peanut allergy, but it's not that bad. I just can't eat peanuts or peanut butter and I'll be fine. But they forced me to sit at the peanut-free table. I sat at that same table all throughout elementary school, and you want to know something about the peanut-free table? That's where the weird kids sat. You know the ones, they pick their nose and growl at people and have never heard of a toothbrush. I had to sit with them. Meanwhile, my only friend, this kid, let's call him Johnny, sat at another table, so I was just sitting there looking down at the lunch I didn't like, surrounded by people I didn't like until it was time for recess. There was another kid I was friends with back in elementary school. His name was Evan, but not actually, but his name was Evan, and we played tag together during recess in 2nd grade. It was like zombie tag, and it was just me, Evan, and this other kid, Gavin, whose grandpa was the chess club head at our school. And I was always the starting zombie. Now, I was not very athletic. I am not very athletic, so me being the first zombie wasn't really the best idea. Or maybe it was, considering there were only 3 of us, and if I had been able to tag someone, then it would have been 2 against 1. But the catch about this game was that I was supposed to act like a zombie, but you know, a zombie who can run. So I made this horrible, demonic, screeching noise that no one I've ever met has been able to replicate. It was horrible, and that might have been the reason I didn't have any friends besides Johnny, Evan, and Gavin, because no one else knew what the fudge we were doing. And then Gavin and his grandpa moved away, and Evan and I grew apart because we didn't have any classes together until 6th grade. I actually had 4 friends ever in elementary school: Johnny, Evan, Gavin, and Logan. Now, Logan doesn't have a made-up name because he's the guy I was talking about earlier with the YouTube channel that you need to check out. And I got permission from him to use it, but Logan and I met in 4th grade. I had sat in the back of the class with Johnny for the whole year, but one time the teacher moved me to the front because she realized that I wasn't paying attention and I was reading through her lessons. So she put me up front with Mr. ADHD, who also didn't pay attention. But Logan is stupidly tall. Like, he's even more stupidly tall now, but back then I was my little 50-inch child self, which, by the way, is 4 feet 2 inches. And I'm pretty sure he was close to hitting 5 feet, though actually he was probably even taller than that. So he's at least a head taller than me. And I'm shy and he's scary, so I don't say anything to him. But oh ho ho, Logan cannot not talk to me. Because, you know, I'm the only person sitting next to him, so he starts chatting my ear off. And any other bookworms will know that look you give someone when they interrupt your book. Well, I gave him that look, but he just kept talking, so he practically forced me to become his friend. But the actual story I wanted to tell about 4th grade was when we were doing something for math. I think it was averages, or as they called it, means. The teacher called half the class out, so Logan got called out. I didn't even realize he'd left because I was reading. But he came back and he, like, stared at me for a solid minute, and I was like, okay, tall, scary guy staring at me, this is fine. And then he stopped, and the teacher told the class that they were counting how many times we blinked in a minute. Now, the average amount of time for a human to blink in a minute is anywhere from 10 to 20. So the teacher told us that, and Logan stared at me like I was a freaking alien. I blinked 4 times in a minute, once every 15 seconds. So yeah, long story short, Logan and I went to different middle schools, and we didn't meet each other again until I started dating his friend in 7th grade. If you're interested in another video, I could tell more stories because Logan and I have been friends for 5 years, so I have a lot of them. But we are on to the screenshots. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you all soon.